goodness. Oh, they were just laying right here in the road.
Sunny.
Oh, how cute. Oh.
You'll see a
These
lot
ones
more
are
of them.
hiding. Oh my goodness.
There's 3 there.
Oh.
There's a herd of about 4 or 5 of them.
Oh.
There's plenty more pictures to be taken.
Yeah, I know. That's
You
just
can
so
walk
cute
right
though.
up to that. Hello, my boy.
Oh.
Hey. Where are you going?
Oh my gosh, it's so big.
Where are you going? Come. Come. Come on.
All right, guys, we are here in Zambia. This is country 118, and Chris was nice enough to host me at his beautiful home. Hi, Chris.
Hi there.
And you guys, this home is amazing. It's over 100 years old. There's actually a thatch roof. Is this the original thatch roof too?
Original, yeah.
It's so amazing, and it's on a game reserve. So there's 3 giraffes. There's about 30 zebras outside. There's all kinds of wildlife. It's just an amazing place. And Chris was telling me about the languages, Afrikaans, and there was a colonial language too, Kabanga, and he was able to speak very well in Kabanga, but Afrikaans is so difficult to learn because it's very different than a typical language, right? How would you describe it when you learn Afrikaans?
Well, Afrikaans is based on Dutch. The Dutch settlers came out in the 1650s. My 10th generation arrived with the Van Riebeck ships, and they settled in the Cape. And 10 generations down the line, seventh generation moved to northern Rhodesia in Zambia, and ended up settling here. And when we had independence, gained independence in 1963, we went from British government to Zambian government led by Kawunda, and Kawunda was paranoid of white population. He kicked a lot of the white population out with 24 hours notice, and he was also very suspicious of Afrikaans population, so he expelled the Dutch Reformed Church. So the means and education of Afrikaans was heresy or taboo, and I couldn't actually speak to my grandparents or learn Afrikaans or listen to them speaking it to it, so you pick it up as a child. So there was no linguistics at all. Kabanga was basically a mining language, a colonial language, which I learned through my parents and the staff working for us, and that I was able to communicate to them on hunting and fishing trips. And I was fluent in it by the age of 5 or 6. And a lot of it was drawn from Xhosa, which is the Eastern Cape of South Africa, a little bit of Zulu that the Afrikaans settlers brought up here to enable them to talk a mining language to the locals. It's now a dead language. The youth from probably the 90s stopped talking it. They refused to talk to you. So I started to learn Ichibemba, which I'm fluent in now.
So you're living in the wrong region right now to speak the language.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand.
I moved to Lusaka 10 years ago, and the local language is Chinyanja, which I don't understand or speak, and I don't think I'll be able to pick it up that easily. I don't pick it up that easily. But they either understand English or Ichibemba, which I can speak. Afrikaans was a totally different story. Southern Rhodesia then were probably 6 years behind in their curriculum, and they being top of my class in Afrikaans at junior school. When I went to senior school and college, I was maybe 6 years behind them, and it was like learning ancient Greek on day one. And I battled through my first year and ended up getting 7%, where my languages were very high. 80s in 80% for English, always been an English scholar, and for isiXhosa I was close to the 100 mark. So really disappointed the master and obviously my parents. And the second year we had former professional hunter take command of the class. And on the first day, he said to us, "We're going to learn Afrikaans this year the hard way, and every Friday we write a test. And if you fail the test, you get one stroke of a cane for every percent under 60. So
My goodness.
imagine how I thought 53 strokes of the cane next week was coming. And I started swatting and cramming extremely hard. We had a book called the Tweetalige Woordeboek, which two-language phrase book. And I stuck my head into that and crammed non-stop. And the test came out on Friday. And you get your marks back on the Monday. So I knew I'd got probably 25 to 40%, but I definitely didn't have a pass. And I knew I was going to get a hiding on the Monday. And the maximum corporal punishment then was 6. And on the Monday, the master came out and said, handed out the papers, and he'd say, "Kom spreek my," which means come and speak to me after school. Or pass. Most of the guys passed, and there were about 5 or 6 of us. And he gave me my paper upside down, and I turned it over, and there was 38%, which, 300% improvement. I was quite happy with it, but I had to wait the whole weekend for Monday
Oh my
for the
gosh.
cane.
Oof.
And after school, went down to his flat, and he hit me. There was a long queue of the B-string guys,
Oof.
about 20 of them, and you could hear them being beaten on their way and out the other door. And he beat me 6 and said, "Come back tomorrow." So 6 the next day, 6 the next day, 4 the next day, 22 strokes of the cane in 4 days, and write the test on Friday. So I never failed a test after that.
Oh no.
Could speak to my grandparents, or my grandmother. My grandfather passed, but she was surprised I could in such a short space of time. And I actually got more for Afrikaans than I did for English in matric. And everyone thought I was Afrikaans because my full name, my family name is Jan Hendrik Gijsbert, and I was called Jan Christian after General Smuts. I spoke to you briefly about it. That was anti-nationalist and a hero to my grandfather and my dad. So instead of 3 Jan Hendrik Gijsberts, they changed mine to Jan Christian. And when you go to an English school with a name like Jan Christian Swart, or introduce yourself as Jan Christian Swart, people automatically think you're Afrikaans and that you speak fluent Afrikaans. So 7% wasn't good enough, and fortunately, or it would never be accepted in these times and this age that you go into, you send your kid into a school to have the language brutalized into them, but that in those days it was, you either take it or leave it, and I couldn't leave it.
And you were talking about how Afrikaans, the pronunciation determines the meaning of the word. There's not a lot of verbiage or, what would you say? There's not a lot of descriptions with the words, but the description or the meaning comes from how you say the words.
Yeah. So it's evolved from Dutch, and there's a sort of mixture of languages involved as well, because you had the German settlers, the English settlers, and they had to communicate amongst themselves. And the Dutch settlers' language sort of evolved, and there was a lot of mixed race settlement as well that were brought up with language and pronunciation that drifted away from the Dutch expression of saying something. If you listen to pure Dutch, even with an Afrikaans background, you pick up some words, but you won't pick up all of them. Some Swedish words the same, like I mentioned, gift, meaning marriage, or poison, and in Afrikaans it would be gift, which means exactly the same. There's more guttural expression in Afrikaans and Dutch. So "ga" is something, your pronunciation, you'd express that. It's very expressive in the terms. When you hear Afrikaans being spoken, it's easy to listen to, but you know, the locals here call them spitters because of the way they pronounce things. It's "ga" and "ha," and you know, they're very expressive and emotive in the language. So yeah, it's not that I hate the language, and I actually developed a great love of it with a school teacher further on, the late Piet Bespier, who was a very expressive Afrikaans man, wonderful teacher. Developed with poetry that I loved. One of the poems was "Die oggend stond op 'n boereplaas," which means the sounds of the morning on a farm. So all the different animals coming to light in the early hours of the dawn. And that meant a lot to me because I've always been an outdoors kid. And we did another book in literature about a young kid called Yaneman, who was hunting a kudu, which we saw today. And this elusive kudu that always got away from him appealed to me. You know, I love my wildlife, and I was brought up as a fisherman and a hunter, and I haven't hunted for close to 30 years now. So my love for wildlife is that it's our heritage and we've got to protect it. And that book just really grabbed me. Despite being in another language, it gave me a love for the language, and to be able to express my passion in writing that I have. And I really want to write well. I won't be writing in Afrikaans, but I can. But that sort of gave me the passion that I want for Africa, for wildlife, for my passions like horse racing, my political views. I grew up in a very liberal family and society, so you know, critical thought is something that applies to me as well. Where you know, not every one of us has a critical mind, and for different reasons. But yeah, I love the Afrikaans language. I love the people. I love the culture, and I love the country. Unfortunately, you know, there's great division, but they have a great uniting factor with their rugby, where men of all colour in South Africa bonded into a beautiful rugby team called the Springboks, and they're supported by all races, colours, and there's no division when the Springboks win. We just totally happy with it, and you know, it goes right throughout Africa. We're proud of what men can do when they work together.
Oh, that's great. Can I ask you too, before Afrikaans, what was the language here in Zambia? Was there another language before Afrikaans that was spoken?
English is still the main language.
It's still the main language, yeah. Okay.
Ichibemba was the northern region.
Okay.
That came down from the Congo, and then you had the southern or the southeastern region, being Chinyanja, which were remnants of the Zulus.
Oh, the Zulus.
So
okay.
there was a rebellion in KwaZulu-Natal where they ran away from King Shaka and formed their own settlement in Matabele land in Rhodesia. And then there was war there, so they moved north and crossed through the Luangwa, across into Zambia during the lunar eclipse.
Oh, wow.
Or solar eclipse. So it was that year that they crossed into Zambia, and that was a sign for them. My staff here are all Chinyanja. We have two other main tribes, the Lozi in the Western Province, that used to be the Kingdom of Baratsi land. We still have trouble about that now because they want secession. They're talking about it.
Oh, wow.
And they're unhappy. And then the Southern Province, which is Tonga, which are cattlemen, very good cattlemen. We've got 75 tribes in Zambia, 75 different
75.
languages.
Are you able to speak or understand any of the tribal languages?
Greetings, yeah.
Greetings.
It's normally a greeting. I always try and understand the greeting.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's someone in the southern province, I'll say kawoto, which means good morning. In the western province, kwachai, kwilachai, minsha, how are you, good morning, good day. Maokabwanji, which would be nyanja, good morning, how did you wake up? And then in Bemba it would be Moyokashani. So, just trying to find out the local dialect, what the greetings are, and being able to retain them and think them is what I do.
Is your chef Ruth, is she from a certain tribe?
Yeah, she's Chinyanja.
Oh,
So her
okay.
surname is Tembo, which is a very common Eastern name.
Okay.
Emmanuel Salungwa is also Eastern Province. He's my security and head, my electrician trainee. He looks after the house during the day and night. He's my driver as well. He's also Eastern Province. Lusaka is mainly an Eastern Province congregation of resettlement. The local tribe would have been Swaka, the Swaka kingdom, but it's now mainly Eastern Province. There's a great traditional rivalry that is fortunate that we didn't have the terrible tribal wars between the Bemba and the Nyanja. They call it traditional cousinship, where they tease each other about what they eat.
Oh.
And because the Eastern Province tribes, the Nyanja, Tumbuka, Chewas, they eat rats.
Oh.
So the Bembas tease them about eating rats, and they're called underground managers.
Oh, no.
And they've actually dry these rats out or fry them or grill them, and they look like a lollipop. And
Have you had one?
no,
Are you going to try one?
never, never. Timmy can have them, not me. And the Bembas are teased about being monkeys because they eat monkeys.
Oh.
And I won't be trying them either, but they boast of the rats versus monkeys soccer matches, and they call it Mbuya, meaning my cousin, my traditional cousin.
Oh.
So there is that rivalry and the teasing, but there's never really there's never been violence. There's political division. People are loyal to their tribe like they're loyal to soccer teams, and trying to find a leader that comes and unites that is very difficult. Kenneth Kaunda was one Zambia, one nation. We're not going to have 75 tribes or 75 leaders. We're going to have one leader, and we lived under a dictatorship in one-party state for 29 years before it went back to democracy.
Where did the name Zambia come from? Before, at one point it was Zambia Rhodesia, or was it? Or
Yeah, it was Northern Rhodesia,
okay.
Barotse land, and Nyasa land, which was Malawi.
Okay.
Southern Rhodesia, and Salisbury, being Harare now, is the capital of Rhodesia,
Okay.
the two Rhodesias. So our copy money used to go to Salisbury, and they were called Bambazonke, meaning they take everything.
Oh.
Yeah. So there wasn't too much love for Southern Rhodesia because all our tax money went there. And we were earning where Rhodesia were
And
just
so
majorly.
was Southern Rhodesia, was it less well off, even though more of the money was going there, or was it better well
Very
off?
well off.
It was very well off.
Agriculturally.
Okay.
They had a bit of chrome. They hadn't found diamonds yet, and they'd found little pockets of gold, but not the real big gold. That was only recent times that the diamonds were found, and plundered, and the gold is currently being plundered. But it was very strong agriculturally. You drive through southern Rhodesia, and the game reserves were absolutely stunning, well looked after. The farms, acres and acres of crops or cattle, immaculately fenced and maintained. And it's pretty heartbreaking to drive through there now.
I've heard that from a lot of individuals in Africa, that they're very disheartened by what's happened to the wildlife here over the years. That's really really brings up some sentiment.
Very much so. As a kid, we went into hunting areas in the northwestern province, and open areas. You'd have the West Lunga Game Reserve, then a reserved area where you could hunt, but a managed area, then an open area, and then across the other side of the road an open area, then a managed area, then the game park itself where there was no hunting. So you get the migration of animals going across those areas, and you'd be able to go on an organised hunt in an open area where I think the license then was 50 kwacha, which at the time was maybe $50, £50, and you'd get, I think, 10 animals, and then you get your supplementary licenses for sable, roan, eland, and all the bigger game, and then an elephant license if you wanted to hunt those. But on the main license, you'd get animals like hartebeest, which are now endangered, roan, which are endangered, and just general plains game. And hippo as well. You'd get a hippo on the license. And
was it a random pick of the animals that you got?
We'd go into an open area and see over 1,000 hartebeest in a week.
Oh wow!
I saw a herd of a sable that numbered probably 500 in a herd. Herds of 1,000 buffalo. Huge herds of elephant. A roan antelope that you'd see probably 200-300 a day. Now they're highly endangered. We had liberation wars in Zambia, supporting them. So we had South Africa with the ANC, we had Rhodesia where we supported Zipla, which was Nkoma's party, and we did house ZANU PF. They started, it was actually a PSYOP war between them that was started here, and Kaunda expelled Mugabe to Mozambique to continue there. And we had to support them. We had a war in Mozambique, Angola, and Southwest Africa. So we ended up being the hub of war. And the tactic was to cut off the entry points, the bridges, to slow down the shipment of arms through the country. And obviously with the bombings and everything else that came with it, white men were not the flavour of the month or the year, decade. Very suspicious of us, especially when you say you go to school in South Africa at a roadblock. It was the wrong thing to say. But we hunted in those areas, and there was huge masses of game, fantastic plain game. The wildlife was incredible, but they always had a protector in that wildlife, being the tsetse fly. So that it was chronic tsetse flies. You get bitten many times in a day.
They were conservationists. A fisherman won't fish out his own lake, right? So it was all
it's very
regulated.
So the late Norman Carr, one of the best game rangers the world's ever had, said when he was knighted, I think it was, or got the MBE, he said, I shouldn't be getting this. What's protected our wildlife the most is the tsetse fly. And very true. But Kaunda closed hunting in 1975 in the northwestern province. He banned hunting. So that meant we couldn't go in there. and the roads in were sealed off by the army. You couldn't get in. You didn't want to anyway. But those areas housed places like Maheba, which was a supposed refugee centre, and there were also many guerrilla camps. And the reason he shut it was he claimed there was a rebel called Adamson Mushala, a group of rebels that were rebelling against the Zambian government. I think there were probably 20 in total. We actually met him on our way out, our last hunting trip there, when the hunt was banned. My dad heard it on the radio that night, and we packed up and left the next morning. We got to this guy standing in the road with an AK-47, and he had this big beard and wildest eyes and hair, and he said to my dad, "Have you got cigarettes?" And my dad didn't smoke, I didn't smoke, but you always carry them as some form of currency. And anyway, he gave him some cigarettes, and then he said, "Have you got meat?" And he gave him meat. He said, "But you've got a gun." He said, "No, but this is for fighting." He said, "Who are you?" And he said, "Mushala." I don't understand. He said, "No, I'm fighting the government." I said, "Okay, well, there's some meat." Gave him some meat. We drove off to a roadblock, and they started giving us trouble, and one of the commanders came and said, "Oh, you Mr. Swart," to my dad, and he said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, you better go now. You better leave and get back to town." So anyway, we left, and this rebel war carried on for the next 5 years. And the headman of the village where we used to hunt from came to my dad and said to him, "They've killed everything." And there were truckloads of these Romanian, I think it was Romanian trucks called IFAs that were troop carriers, and they just went in with automatic weapons and killed whatever was there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there were elephants, buffalo, rhino, whatever was there was just killed.
Oh,
So,
that's terrible.
you know, to freedom we lost a virtual province full of very rich game. Millions and millions and millions of dollars of heritage went. We were never repaid for it. No compensation. There is a reintroduction with First Quantum Mining, Canadian company, but two Zimbabwean brothers that have reintroduced game to that region. So it's a private reserve. They restock their rivers and dams. So no, it's a different lifestyle now there, but from a one-horse, one petrol station town, it's grown into this massive mining centre now.
Wow.
And there is reintroduction, and you know, one of my passions is wildlife. So I've always thought, you know, getting a huge property in that region and reintroducing game and looking after it and managing it the right way is the future forward. But we've got to think along those lines. If I had children, I'd be thinking I've got to give my children something that my father gave me.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that was, you know, true love for the bush, true love for our heritage, culture, and our animals.
And even on this private game reserve that you're on right now, that you have, this one deals with poaching. You have to have people guard the game reserve here because there's still poachers that'll come and try to hurt the animals here. And
So the main method here is snares. So they snare some of the roots. I've got Emmanuel goes out daily with a metal detector to sweep. So he goes through the bush looking on the tracks they use. Animals normally use the same line of bush when they move with the different times of day. They go to different grazing spots. The wind may unsettle them and they go to the thicket. But when they go through the thicket, there's normally a trap set. So they put thorn trees across the path. So they go around the thorn tree, and there'd be a snare waiting for them. So one of the kurus we had, you saw the male today. That was her baby. She got caught by the ear in a snare, and she had a floppy ear. We call her Flopsy. She ran away from the farm because we didn't have a male, and jumped the fence, and then went and got pregnant, and then brought the baby back with her, and then she went back to the male and got run over.
Oh.
So this baby was here for a couple of years
poor
now,
thing, yeah.
and brought up by the other female that was with him today. So it's probably his aunt or sister or something. But I should be getting a new kudu in a few weeks' time.
Oh, that's going to be so exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have social media where people can find you and follow you?
I do. I am Chris White on Facebook, and I'm One at Chris on Twitter, and I think One at Chris on Instagram. I do have quite a big following on Twitter, as
Yes,
you
you
know.
do.
It's mainly for my human writing, but
Yeah.
now it's evolved over the years. You sort of go with the flow. Things that you could say 10 years ago, you can't say today. So, well, you don't do today. This socially acceptable goes out in a couple of days. So, if you go back 10 years in my tweets, you probably won't like them that much. But everything's done in trying to do is bring awareness of insanity to this world. There's so much more to do than fight with other people on and over the internet. And when you live in a paradise like this, I don't have kids to share it with, but I've got a world to share with people, a different world, a completely different world. And I love poetry from my days at college. I loved writing. I was always able to compete we had a brilliant class of students. In a class of 26, we had 2 neurosurgeons, professor of neurosurgery in Cape Town, 5 doctors, the head of South African bottling finance, one of the highest ranked tax consultants in the world, you being one yet, how difficult that is. One of the finest accountants, and the guy at the bottom of the class probably made the most money in building. So I went from very high expectations in finishing top of my class in standard 5 in Rhodesia to the school in South Africa, having to bring in a new language, 8, 9 subjects, and trying to find out what I wanted, and I just couldn't find it. At the end of the day, my love for language and going right back to the beginning has brought me to where I am today, where I'm writing a book for an amazing lady, Gaynor Rupert, about horse racing, a novel. I won her prize in 2018, and she flew me to Goodwood to her race day there. And I went across with a friend. We had 5-star business class, 5-star accommodation, and 2 days at the races. It was very memorable, and ignited my passion for writing again. A friend of mine contacted me one night and he said, "You better enter because you can write." And I wrote an article in about 30 minutes and submitted it without any expectations whatsoever. And it was the amateur that came from nowhere, won the prize, and it's changed my life completely in the sense that I was given some recognition for my writing and my knowledge of the thoroughbreds. I spent 20 odd years now studying pedigrees.
Oh, wow.
And planning matings and breeding.
What is the name of the book called?
The Commitment.
The Commitment.
Yeah.
Okay. And when is it going to be out?
Oh, wow.
When can we get a copy of it?
I'm probably about 18 chapters in, and there's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy at the moment. I'm writing chapters before chapters. I've got the whole plan in my head, but when we had COVID, I got into a complete writer's block. I had massive anxiety about this all, and from writing 14 chapters, it slowed down completely, and I had all the time in the world to write, but I couldn't write. So recently I've started putting it again together because I promised it to Gaynor, and it's the plan's starting to evolve again, and I've got the full story in my mind. It's applying it now, getting it together. So I'd probably say by April, May next year the book will be finished.
April, May next year.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna look out for it.
Signed
We're
copy.
excited.
Signed copy.
Yes, I need a signed copy, yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all your information, and
Thank you.
any last words?
Yeah. Well, it's a privileged life. Not everyone gets to do this. Not everyone experiences it. But you know, in Africa, there's always special moments. There's so much beauty that you can see in it. If you open your eyes to this world, you'll always be happy. You can't be depressed in a situation where you can walk outside, walk down my road for 10 minutes and see 4 or 5 different species of game, being able to interact with them, like the zebra, trying to show that they were the alpha and not the kudu, impala, giraffe, brief interaction with them. It's wonderful to feel that the stress drains away when you can just take time to appreciate nature as it is.
Absolutely. Cute. Oh.
Look at their legs.
How
The
do you?
stripes go right down.
Oh, and that's how you can tell.
Yeah,
This
so
is
that's the
a-
difference between the two.
Did you say it's a Herschel?
Crayshaw,
Crayshall. How do you spell it?
C-R-A-Y, shaw.
Crayshall. Oh, Crayshall. Oh.
Now, if you look at the shoulder,
wow.
it's almost like a T-bone there, chicken wishbone.
Oh, okay.
So they all have a different one. So that's got a full sort of a little bump,
Uh-huh.
chicken bone, wishbone.
Okay. So
It's
you
got broken one underneath it. And it's got a
I
like
see.
little sort of semi-eye on the joint there.
Okay, so
on
you're
the
looking
shoulder.
for the triangle on the joint,
Yeah.
and then the legs, the stripes on the legs
Yeah,
are
they go right down.
they go right down. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
the plain zebra will have almost no stripes on the legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Goodness. Oh, it's a
Have a
little
nap?
baby. How cute. Oh, it knows
Go,
you.
you
It's
don't have to
coming
get
for
up.
you. Oh, look at it.
It's a baby boy.
Oh, how cute. Do you have names for them?
Not yet, Helen. I'll leave that to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
He's
so
lovely.
cute. He is. Oh, he's turning his head. He knows. Oh.
Hello, my boy.
He has little horns. So cute. Oh. Ruth made this amazing brisket. It smells so good. I wish I could carry the smell to you guys so you could smell it. It smells amazing. Oh. Oh.
Come on. Boom. Don't share. Don't share. You.
Oh.
Nice, good on.
Oh, how cute. Oh.
You can't eat all things.
He's like, yes, I can. Oh, how cute.
Hey.
Oh. What did you give him?
Banana.
Oh, banana. Oh.
Come on.
Oh, they're so tiny and cute. Oh. Oh. I think that one's a little shy.
Terrible. Horrible feature.
Oh. Oh no. Oh. on, come get a banana.
Come. Yeah.
Oh, they're so silly.
It's always going to sit in line first.
Here, come get a banana. It's good. There we go. Aww.
Come on.
Oh, so cute. All three. All three.
Come on, get
He's
it.
monopolizing them. You greedy little monkey.
Oh, all right. No such thing. You got to trick each other when we come.
Yeah. It's so funny. Oh, this one's coming close.
Yeah.
He's
Come
gonna
in.
risk it for the banana.
Come here.
He tries to act like he doesn't hear anything. Like, oh yeah, I'm not preoccupied by the food. No, of course not. They're so silly.
The banana, nothing left. Right away. That's so clever though. You put chili on that.
You put chili on the banana?
If you do, they'll come up and smell it.
Oh, they're too
And then
smart.
they'll throw it away.
Oh, they're smart monkeys.
Look, I'll put these peanuts.
You're gonna love those. That one got a little bite of banana. Oh, this one's coming up. Oh,
Chili flavored peanuts. Yeah.
Oh, oh no! Oh no! What if he eats them and gets hurt? Oh
Want some
no!
more? Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, he's eating them.
He ate them.
Maybe he likes them.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes
Normally
the
I just
spice.
sniff them and throw them away.
And their tails are so long. Their tails are as long as their bodies are. I wonder if he's going to feel the burn later and then go, ooh.
They're nasty to each other.
Yeah, they are.
How small this one is.
I know, it's little baby. Oh.
That's the right hand. Baby. Baby.
Oh. It was close. Almost got it.
Yeah, gonna look for nuts.
Come closer. Come get it. Oh, it's standing up. That's so cute. The big one's trying to chase off the baby.
Come on.
Come here, little baby. Oh,
There's a big one coming as well.
yeah.
Huge hierarchy.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. Oh,
You.
they're so mean to each other. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be nice if they just equally shared?
No. They're not socialists.
No, no,
Not Democrats.
no. I guess then they'd all be the same size too.
I don't know how the babies eat.
The little baby is so cute.
Come on.
Come on. Come on, come get some peanuts.
I was aware. Sammy chases him.
It's so funny. It's like looking around
He's
Man.
scanning everywhere.
Yeah, he's like scared of everything. Poor guy. Oh. Oh, I think he got a banana peel. Yeah. He had a leftover piece of a banana. It's so funny how they don't eat the banana peels. Oh, yeah.
They've been for about a year now.
Oh, really?
They come out and Sammy's fine with them. They come on the lawn and they pick the leavings of the zebra. So
Oh.
there's bugs and whatnot through them. So they come down and pick that up.
Oh.
And he just sits with them and they pick all around him and just rolling around and stuff.
That is so funny.
One's probably hoping for a piece of meat.
Yeah. He's being patient. It's so funny how they try to look like they're not waiting, though, for the food. Like they're trying to act like so.
Some of them they come up and like put their hand up.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. There's that one. There he goes.
Hey. Ruth. Morning. They'll steal the butternut. Throw them a piece of butternut, see if they take it.
They're so cute.
I love it. It's kind of fun. That's how they tease each other.
Yeah.
So Bemba will, Goni will do this to Bemba.
Oh. That's so funny.
Oh, she's got two there. One or two. I am also bringing one for you. Where's the button? Yeah. That's nicely. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Small one. Yeah. You. Pick it in. Yeah.
Oh, he's so happy. Oh.
Pick it in. Come here. You Van. Hands up. Come.
They're so cute. Oh. He got it. He's so happy with himself.
Yeah. You.
Oh. Oh.
It's the baby's got fed.
Yeah. They know every time the window opens that there's a food tax to be taken. They're so cute.
See the mum coming. The baby.
Oh, yeah, that's so cute. Somebody told me that the females carry the babies underneath and the males carry the babies on their backs. Is that true? Have you seen that?
I've not seen the male carrying.
Oh, okay. You guys, there's their police academy.
6.
There's tons of them. So many police officers. It looks like they just hired thousands of, maybe hundreds, maybe not thousands, but there's a lot of them over there. So they go through a pretty rigorous training to become a police officer here in Zambia, it sounds like. Wow.
So that's the college. The president, now president, was detained here.
Oh my goodness, really?
By the former president, so he spent about
Oh wow.
60 days of detention.
Oh.
This is a soccer team, motorbike driving circuit where all the cadets
Oh wow.
learn. Some of the millers,
Yeah.
biggest landowners in the country.
Wow.
There's also Miller, all that side is Miller as well.
Okay. And we're headed over to another game reserve to go eat at a nice restaurant. It's called the, is it the Lilai Lodge. So we're headed over there now. This place is famous for the movie Holiday in Africa. I haven't seen it, but now it's on my list. I have to watch it. All right, we are here. And this used to be an elephant nursery.
Hi there. I'm coming to see Mr. Scotty, but I'm also enrolling in the hash. Another one here.
Oh, I always thought it was so funny that they're, you know, their stripes, they look bright. It looks very bright, but when they're in this landscape,
Yeah.
they blend in so well.
Correct.
Yeah.
That one's got a no wishbone. It's got a small wishbone with no wishbone above the shoulder. That one's got a sort of joined wishbone
Yeah.
with an Illuminati sort of thing.
Yeah. There's that one out there too. These are well-fed or not horses, well-fed zebras. Yeah, they
Very
eat a
big
lot. Yeah.
That could be a stallion. Yeah, that's a stallion, so very thick neck.
Oh.
When they hemoconcentrate, their neck thickens. Neck and shoulder thickens.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. There we go. Try another angle.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them.
They're battling them up, but
Do you have something here called a club? All right, we are here at the reception area of the lodge. This is such a nice place. If you guys are coming, you should definitely come here and check it out. It's a very unique place.
Okay, so those two are food menu, and then this one's the drinks menu.
Okay.
Give you some few minutes so to go to.
where's the water?
They're right in the background, in the trees.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a few
That's
coming
your
up.
pumba.
Yeah, I see that one. I'm looking for Timon.
Up now once.
All right, we are here grabbing lunch, and I got some crayfish. These are Zambian crayfish. Chris, what did you get?
I got the Moroccan lamb.
Moroccan lamb with rice. That looks really good. Cool too. They're not even eating. They're just looking around, being still. Maybe they're worried about the car. Cute. Look at that little baby. It's so adorable. Oh. Oh. Oh, they're so adorable.
You see he's cleaned up a lot of the
Oh,
leaves. He's
Yeah.
having to reach now.
how cute. Oh. So I was asking Chris if the land here was public or private land, and I learned something new. This is very interesting. There's 75 chiefdoms. The chief of their tribe, or their chiefdom, if you will, controls all the land. It stays in their chief or in their tribe forever, and you can lease the land from the chief on 10-year, 15, 20, 99-year leases. After the 99-year lease, you can renew the lease, or you can decide not to renew it, and then it goes back to the chiefdom or back to the tribe. When you go to lease land from the chief, they want to see a business plan from you on how you're going to make money off of the land, and then they provide people from their tribe their chiefdom, if you will, I guess, to be hired with your business plan. So you come in, you let them know how you're going to make money, and then you have to hire people from their tribe. And then at the end of the leased land that you made money off of, it goes back to the chief. Is that kind of correct?
That's correct, yeah.
That's correct, yeah. That is so unique. The only thing that I can think of close to that would be there's a period in European history, we call it serfdom. Basically, the king had all the land, and they would lease or rent the land to the serfs to work on, and then later it would go back to the king. So no property taxes paid from the chiefs. The government doesn't own the land. It's not private land. It's owned solely by the chiefs and the chiefdoms.
Origin.
This is the famous butchery that we got the brisket from yesterday. Looks like they're next door to a little coffee shop as well. I'm gonna go in there and get a matcha latte maybe. They have a pharmacy here. Gotta get a video of that. This is biltong that they have here. All kinds of biltong. And then of course they have all kinds of meat. Here's some chicken. And all kinds of sauces. The power just went out in the butcher. Zambia uses a hydro system with water for their electricity. And right now they're in a drought, so they're having a hard time getting electricity. So a lot of people are resorting to generators. Well, we're in a bit of a funk here. So this is our car that we parked here, and they blocked us in. So now we just have to wait here for the owner to get back. Common sense is illegal in Africa. This is such a cool house, you guys. It has a thatch roof, and it is over 100 years old. This is Chris's home. It's amazing. And this is Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Hi. Do you want some biltong bacon? Yeah, I'm gonna give you some. What are these called?
Cook sister.
They're called cook sister, and this is like a Zambian delicacy. It's a sweet. What are these made of? What is inside?
It's dough, cinnamon, and the syrup.
You guys, these are so good. It's kind of like it has the texture of kind of like an apple fritter. It's very crunchy on the outside though, and it has the syrup on the inside. You guys, this is so adorable. So Chris's chef Ruth made Kansas dirt, which is kind of like it's a U.S. recipe that has Oreos, Cool Whip or whipped cream. It has like basically everything that's sugary, sugar. But they made some of it for my visit, and it's so good. Thank you, Ruth. All right, our time in Lusaka has come to an end, and we're headed over to Livingston. This is a really quick domestic flight. It's about an hour long, but Lusaka is really nice, you guys. If you get a chance, definitely come over here. It's very drivable if you wanted to hire or rent a car. Very, very nice. All kinds of places to eat and go shopping. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, you'll definitely want to come check it out.